Good afternoon and welcome to LFS for our second live commentary of the afternoon and our big one of this Super Sunday as we watch Manchester United take on Liverpool. Two sides steeped in rivalry and history, with trophy cabinets bursting at the seams. The two most successful clubs in English football face off once again. There were some crackers between these two last season, including a 4-3 FA Cup quarter-final here at Old Trafford, including as well a 2-2 draw in the league. Arne Slot gets his first taste of a Man United Liverpool game as the Liverpool manager. Erik ten Hag has not a bad record despite losing 7-0 at Anfield a number of seasons ago. Liverpool fans will remember 3 seasons ago where they came out and won 5-0 here, with Mo Salah getting a hat-trick on that occasion. He has some big goals in his recent appearances against United, scoring 9 in his last 6 against the club. Arne Slot's Liverpool off to a perfect start this season. 2 wins from 2. Manchester United topsy-turvy as always. A narrow win against Fulham here on Matchday 1, followed up with a late defeat against Brighton last time out. Both sides looking to go into the international break on a high, and there's no better way to do it than to beat one of your biggest rivals in doing so. 3 points on the line, but bragging rights even more so between Manchester United and Liverpool, who have probably not been going for the big trophies against each other in recent times, but certainly that rivalry is still as aggressive and as angry and intense as ever. It's a battle of 2 Dutch managers as well in Erik ten Hag and Arne Slot. Some will mention it's not the only similarity between the two, but we'll not go there. Let's get to the teams for this afternoon's game, and some big news for Manchester United. 2 new players making their first starts in the Premier League for the club. Andre Onana starts in goal. Nasser Mazraoui continues at right back. Matthijs de Ligt makes his first start in the club. He's alongside Lisandro Martinez and Diogo Dalot in defence. Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo make up the midfield, with Bruno Fernandes captaining the side in the 10. On the right flank, Alejandro Garnacho, who some have been calling for to be in the starting lineup since the start of the season. He's in. Rashford, who started as a centre-forward of sorts in the last 2 games, he's on the left flank. And Xerxes, who also signed this summer, the Dutchman, he starts up front for the first time for Manchester United. For Liverpool, 2 wins from 2, yet to concede a goal. The only side yet to concede a goal in the Premier League this season, but they have a 100% record to protect under Arne Slot. Alisson starts in goal. Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson make up the unchanged back 4. An unchanged midfield as well, with Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister continuing defensive midfield, with Dominic Szoboszlai in the 10. Luis Díaz off the left, Mo Salah off the right, and Diogo Jota through the middle. Mo Salah has scored 2 and 2 this season. He would love to make it another here at Old Trafford. A happy hunting ground for the Egyptian in recent visits. Manchester United against Liverpool. Kick-off is next. Good afternoon and welcome to what is one of the biggest games of the season for these two clubs. One of the hardest games of the season for these two. No matter what position either team is in, it is always a fierce rivalry, a tough rivalry, and it's never an easy game for either opposition, albeit some recent results may have contrastingly said that. Liverpool in their new third kit this afternoon of white with red trims, and black shorts. Their third kit, and Manchester United, of course, in their home strip of red and black. But all the talk about Liverpool under new manager Arne Slot. We watched them last weekend at home against Brentford, albeit they were better in the second half than in the first. A similar theme for both of Liverpool's Premier League games this season. But this, a different universe of a game and an opponent which they know very well. As we get underway for the biggest rivalry in English football, the 2 most successful clubs in English football, and they're fighting it out once again on the field. We had some intriguing affairs here last season. A 0-0 draw at Anfield in the league, followed by 11 goals in their 2 meetings here at Old Trafford last season, 2-2 in the league and 4-3 to United after extra time in the FA Cup. Erik ten Hag maybe turned a corner against Liverpool as the United boss, but you never know what you're going to get with Manchester United. But with some new signings and some new faces in the door, maybe they could be turning a new corner. Garnacho, Mainu does well, fades it out to the left hand side for Dalot. First attack here for United as Rashford down the left hand side, looking to find a way through as Rashford, as Alexander-Arnold follows him all the way, as Rashford has to retreat backwards. Goes back to Martinez. Good start from the home side. Got on the front foot early. Matthijs de Ligt, joined of course from Bayern Munich, along with Nasser Mazraoui as well, for that combined 50 million that full package of those two deals was worth, which unusually for Manchester United is good business. As many will know, not being the most stringent of negotiators in transfers over the last number of years, United, but maybe a new regime starting something new in terms of their negotiating, as Dalot does well against Alexander-Arnold. Dalot waiting for the overlapping run of Rashford. Rashford gets to the byline looking for the cut back, but Liverpool rescue that out for the corner. And Virgil van Dijk heavily involved there, the Liverpool captain, but it's good combinations down the left hand side from United. Dalot and Rashford, and Dalot does really well against Alexander-Arnold, just keeps the ball and waits for Rashford to come round the outside of him, and Rashford gets to the byline, cuts it back, and Virgil van Dijk to clear behind for the corner. An electric start from the home side. Bruno Fernandes to take this corner, right footed delivery, front post, cleared away. Garnacho though picks it up. Now Fernandes, cross deflected as Liverpool hook it clear, and McAllister there to get that away as the ball goes all the way back with Onana. Now to Mazraoui. Cross. Man United try and play cute football, but the deflection actually works out favourably for them. And here comes Casemiro in a good position. Lays it off for Xerxes, who couldn't get his touch right. As they think the free kick has gone the opposite direction, as maybe Xerxes committed a slight foul in there. So free kick to Liverpool. As Fernandes instantly just giving a few tips to the centre forward, the young centre forward of course, Joshua Xerxes. The Dutchman, 23-year-old Dutchman, joined from Bologna for £36 million. Gravenberch to Alexander-Arnold, back to Konate. Now Alisson. Liverpool is trying to get a foothold on the ball. It's been a pretty frantic first 3 minutes, and one where the home side have had almost exclusively all of the ball, as Díaz does well to take it in a stride, and Jota now spins it wide for Salah. Salah in space on the right hand side for Liverpool, looks to come in field, plays it up into the box, but easily cut out by Martinez as Salah tries to battle back, but the referee has played the advantage for United as Fernandes comes away with it. Xerxes couldn't reach it as Van Dijk intercepts and now finds it through for Jota. Jota who strikes but drags it wide of the right post for Liverpool there. It was good commitment from the Liverpool captain. Fernandes just tried to find it to Xerxes, and Virgil van Dijk just steps in, steals the ball away and finds it in behind for Diogo Jota. Jota just couldn't catch the ball right and dragged it wide. Very frantic start to this game. Virgil van Dijk, the Liverpool captain, makes his 200th Premier League appearance for the club this afternoon. Milestone moments. I tried to combine milestone and landmark there. Either one would work. In this context, an incredible stalwart of a defender. One of the best that has been in the Premier League over the last number of years, Virgil van Dijk. Probably one of the best ever in Premier League history. The Liverpool number 4. As United have a throw in here with Mazraoui. Van Dijk wins the header past Xerxes. Robertson does well around the corner, finds Konate. Van Dijk. Feed it up the left hand side. Díaz trying to take the touch but couldn't keep that one in play. And United win the throw in there, but interesting, Liverpool unchanged. Of course, the saying goes, never change a winning team. And considering Liverpool haven't conceded this season in their 2 opening games and won them both by 2-0, there would be really little argument to say that Liverpool should kind of be changed. With this starting 11, they've scored all 4 of their goals in a game and a half of football. The second half against Ipswich and then the 2 halves of the Brentford game. So Arne Slot looking for consistency in the side. That's a lovely ball. And a great turn by Gravenberch into space. And gets Liverpool on the front foot. He's continuing himself. Lays it off to Díaz. Díaz across. And Salah off the line. Alexander-Arnold. But it's given. It's gone across the line. The referees watch. And Liverpool, through their Skycer in the team. You couldn't write it. Liverpool lead at Old Trafford. It's not the most cleanest of goals, but they all count. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, the happiest man in white for Liverpool. The Skycer in the team. And that is really good positive play from back to front for Liverpool. And it ends up with a goal. You see it here. Van Dijk with a wonderful ball. And Gravenberch on the half turn just spins away from his man in Kobbie Mainoo. Lays it out to Díaz, who squares it across the 6-yard box. As I see here, Salah was there. And then it falls to Alexander-Arnold at the back post. There might be an offside here, I'm guessing. It's what they're checking. Maybe Salah, if he touches it, could he be offside? I think he might just be off. This could be chalked off here. Excuse me. I think it will be disallowed. It is no goal. A pretty perfect moment eradicated through a slight offside on Mo Salah. Denies Liverpool that opener. Arne Slot getting that decision explained to him as he was a bit bemused there, but Alexander-Arnold's big moment is no more. Just see it again. Díaz's ball across. I did say Salah got something to it. I've seen him in there and just goes right through. And Alexander-Arnold at the back post strikes it across the goal. Dalot tried to clear it, but it was well over the line. But the problem was Salah touched the ball as Díaz crossed it, and he was in an offside position. So there's no goal. But it's a positive moment for Liverpool, and it's a really good, as I said, back to front football. It's really beautiful to watch. United might be buoyed by that decision that goes their way as Garnacho dispossessed by Robertson. Jota tried to flick it on, but blocked by De Ligt. Now Martinez does well to evade the challenge. Casemiro's loose ball stolen off Robertson there as Xerxes picks it up. A few changes of possession. Certainly a very frantic opening to this game. Only 8.5 minutes gone. And it's 0-0, despite Liverpool having the ball in the net. Offside, the decision from VAR. But considering the home side had probably started the better, Liverpool certainly, when they got on the ball and got comfortable on the ball, they played the pass they wanted to, and instantly they looked to be really threatening. All of a sudden, as Szoboszlai does well there, and ball comes all the way back from Van Dijk to Alisson. Van Dijk, Robertson. Down the left-hand side is Díaz. Tries to come off across the pitch. Spins it out to Alexander-Arnold in the half space. And now he's got Salah on the right. Feeds Salah down the line. Here's Mo Salah. Cuts it back for Alexander-Arnold, who crosses. And Martinez, who clears. Back out to that right-hand side is Alexander-Arnold battling with Rashford. Mainoo chests the ball down. Tries to get United on the front foot, but Konate picks up the loose ball for Liverpool. McAllister. Now Szoboszlai. Finds Jota. But Jota just eased off the ball by De Ligt again. There's a good challenge there by McAllister, who ends up on the floor in that collision with Casemiro. And McAllister certainly come out the worst of the two there. Just see it again. They both go for the ball. Casemiro does just kick the ball right into the area there of Alexis McAllister. It's an unfortunate one. Just whacks him in the knee there, it looks like. It's a painful one indeed. And Casemiro there, involved. McAllister still receiving just a bit of treatment at the moment, so there is a stoppage in play, but Liverpool, as I said, did get in front, albeit VAR ruling that one out, but it was really nice football. I mean, the combination between Van Dijk and Gravenberch on the half-turn, we talked about Gravenberch and that new role under Arne Slot of that kind of defensive midfield role, a role that maybe he wasn't kind of beneficiary of previously, but in that position has been given the confidence by his manager, and at the minute he seems to be thriving in it. As McAllister in a bit of pain, back to his feet though. We saw a shot of the one of Liverpool's summer signings, one of only two, but the one that's here this season, Federico Chiesa, in the crowd here at Old Trafford. Not in the squad today. He was registered in time to be involved in this game, but Arne Slot said didn't want to rush him into the game and just wanted to see how he was. And not in the squad today, Chiesa, but he is in attendance. Joined from Juventus for an initial £10 million, £12.5 million in complete package, including the add-ons. So it's an absolute stealer of an option. Gives Liverpool a sixth attacking option for them. Díaz, Jota, Salah, Gakpo and Nunez, and now Chiesa. Here's Dalot for Manchester United. Breaking down that left-hand side, gets the cross in. Van Dijk to clear it, and headed that one away for a Man United throw-in. Looks like Man United might be trying those crosses today. They've got a centre-forward with height in the middle, and Joshua Zirkzee. Van Dijk has got the better of a couple of those headers so far. Dalot to take this throw-in. Trying to find Rashford in behind, but Konate did well there. Another Man United throw-in incoming. Taking his time on this throw-in is Diogo Dalot. Does try and squeeze it through as Rashford ended up on the floor, and McAllister couldn't play very far out there. Zirkzee closing him down, but Liverpool will get the goal kick out of the situation. Erik ten Hag vigorously writing notes on a notepad on the sidelines. Must be writing a book. Here's Konate. Alexander-Arnold. Infield to McAllister. Doesn't get the best ball forward, and Szoboszlai with a heavy touch. United trying to break through, but Konate does well to intercept. Dalot up for the header. Casemiro back with Dalot. Liverpool try and close in, but nice ball to find Kobbie Mainoo on the turn. Out wide it goes. Fernandes now through to Rashford. Rashford across, wins the corner off Konate. A corner for Manchester United. Seems like whenever Manchester United do get the ball, they don't want to waste any time in their build-up. They want to get forward quickly. Now they get a set piece out of the situation to try and have a shooting opportunity. As they take the corner short. Fernandes to Martinez. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Tries to work the angle. Van Dijk heads clear, but Fernandes keeps it alive as McAllister tries to send Jota on the run, I believe it was. It was Salah, actually. And goes out for a throw-in. Throw in to Liverpool. 15 minutes gone here at Old Trafford. 0-0. It's been a very intense, high-tempoed start to this one. As I said, both sides not looking to wait around. When they get on the ball and they get kind of good possession, they're desperate to get forward quickly. No patience in either of these two teams so far, as Alexander-Arnold's throw-in is targeting the run of Jota, but Martinez got there first, puts it out for another throw. Does Liverpool take quickly? Back with Konate. Alisson. Van Dijk. Nothing we've seen from Liverpool under Arne Slot, albeit only 2 games, but from the kind of ideas that we've seen is they're much more kind of comfortable to just have the ball at the back, not rush things too quickly, whereas under Jurgen Klopp they were kind of heavy metal, end-to-end, quick, pacey football all the time. They are kind of comfortable, Liverpool, on the ball, to just take it down and just calm the game down and take more of a few touches on the ball at times. In a high-tempo game, you need to up the tempo and be quicker, and sometimes we've seen that from Liverpool where they've switched it in-game to give them that extra kind of cutting edge, but we've seen also the balance between high-intensity football but also calm possession football. Here's Szoboszlai. Nice work from McAllister. Finds Díaz, who's struggled in that battle there. Loses out as Fernandes spins one in behind. Here's Garnacho. He's got Rashford across. Alejandro Garnacho puts it across the box, but no one there to arrive to meet it. And Gravenberch clears. Tries to send Salah on a chase, as Onana will get there first. Does really well. They just lay the ball off to Martinez. Here's Matthijs de Ligt. Martinez. Dalot. Rashford wants to put the ball forward. Fernandes was the target, but Robertson did well, and Konate heads back to his keeper. Well, they have played each other since Arne Slot has become the manager of Liverpool, albeit in a club friendly in America at the start of August. Liverpool winning out 3-0 on that occasion. Fabio Carvalho, Curtis Jones and Kostas Tsimikas the scorers in that one, all 3 of which are not in the starting 11. Curtis Jones is injured, Fabio Carvalho's at Brentford, and Kostas Tsimikas is on the bench. Albeit we don't look at pre-season, especially with players just getting to full fitness. There's Robertson looking to dart it down the left-hand side. One for Szoboszlai to chase, but De Ligt should have that one covered, and does. Does very well there. That's Mainu. Bit nervy there. Almost putting Casemiro in a bit of bother as De Ligt tries to clear it, but Liverpool keep the press on. Mazraoui battling. Díaz, lovely tick down, but deemed to have pushed Nasser Mazraoui in the process there, Luis Díaz, and a free kick goes Manchester United's way. Referee this afternoon, Anthony Taylor. VAR, John Brooks. Dalot. Zirkzee from a deeper roll. Gives the ball away though. Szoboszlai. Again, he does the same. Gives it away, and now Martinez back with Onana for United. Fernandes. All over the field at the moment, Fernandes. Here's Mazraoui. Now Garnacho does well. He's dribbling. Dribbling back towards his own goal. As Fernandes goes back to De Ligt. There's a bit more composure about Manchester United today in possession. De Ligt back to Onana as Liverpool look to press. Finds Martinez through the lines. Martinez with a loose ball. Now Liverpool a chance to pounce. Here's Jota. Finds Salah. Martinez did his best as Salah still has it on the right, but couldn't find a teammate as he was closed down by 3 players there. As ultimately there's Kobbie Mainoo on the floor here at the moment. So the game has just stopped for the second. It's just a ball from Martinez. It's a bit unnecessary because Gravenberch was always applying the press there, and ultimately they both bundle over, and Mainoo ends up coming out the worst of the 2 on that one. But it's maybe just a bit too casual from Lisandro Martinez just to play it into a space for his midfielder, who is always going to be under a lot of pressure. Although Kobbie Mainoo has done an incredible job since entering the fray here at Manchester United last season in midfield. A real unearthing of a gem for Manchester United. 20 minutes gone. Man United 0, Liverpool 0. Just one shot in the game. That came from Liverpool. So not much in terms of attacking action so far, in the sense that neither goalkeeper's really been massively tested in these early moments. Albeit, we'll remind you that Liverpool did have the ball in the net, but Salah was offside. Menu is still receiving treatment at the moment. Now, a bit of a convention between Delict, Martinez and Casemiro there. They were having a bit of a natter between each other and trying to figure out a few things. There's Menu back to his feet, but he will have to go to the sidelines after receiving treatment, so he will be off for the moment, but should re-enter the pitch at the referee's discretion, of course. Long ball forward from Onana. Konate wins the header. Gravenberch flicks it forward but couldn't find anybody in white as United recover the possession. Mazraoui spun back. Delict, he has to go back to Onana. Now Martinez, surrounded by a few Liverpool players, as Liverpool again apply the press and Gravenberch wins it. Szoboszlai back to Gravenberch. Now Szoboszlai tried to link it up, but just a bit short in his pass there. As now Manchester United want a counter. Here's Kobbie Mainoo's back on the field. Out to Xerxes on the left. Xerxes back to Mainoo. Across to Casemiro, who tried to play it first time, but Liverpool again get away with it. As Gravenberch was held back there, and a yellow card is brandished here, the first of the game. And it goes the way of the man making his first full start for United, Joshua Zirkzee. Just holding back Ryan Gravenberch there. It was actually Mo Salah he was holding back. They're very similar from a distance. There we are. Baffling. It was Salah. He was in a central position. Free kick then to Liverpool, and Joshua Zirkzee did get that yellow card from referee Anthony Taylor. As I said, the first of the game. Van Dijk to Konate. Halfway through the first half. Still goalless between these two. Robertson. Szoboszlai. Back to Robertson. Needs to spin it out for Konate, who will chest it down. Konate, who pumps one forward. Díaz looking for the threat in behind, but well dealt with by United, and Casemiro spins it round the corner for Garnacho, who sends Rashford on the run, but Konate deals with that one well. Gets it back to his keeper, Alexander-Arnold. He wants to dart one forward. Sees Salah in space. Salah down the right against Dalot. Mo Salah takes it down wonderfully. Now he tries to feed it through for Jota, but Martinez got in the way. Closed it down. It's a good tussle. Good battle so far in this one, as Robertson does well against Garnacho. Gets it back to his keeper and Alisson. Again, that pass from Alexander-Arnold and then the touch from Salah is exemplary. Absolutely exquisite. Here's Gravenberch. Finds McAllister. Now out wide to Díaz. Manchester United has dropped off for a moment. It's a kind of 4-4-2 out of possession there, United. Robertson, now Díaz. Again, Díaz lost in the battle there. Now Garnacho comes away with it. Back with Casemiro, who couldn't have much to do there and gives the ball away. And now Gravenberch tried to thread it through, but did find a way through, but Jota couldn't get on the end of it. Van Dijk to head clear. Gravenberch chesting it down. Liverpool starting to get a bit more controlled in the game. Growing into the game as it goes on. Szoboszlai. McAllister. Robertson. Díaz. To say, we haven't seen very much of Luis Díaz, who's actually played very well so far this season. Luis Díaz scored that great counter-attacking goal against Brentford last weekend for Liverpool. Liverpool try to play it down the right there. Just run out of room from Alexander-Arnold. Díaz to take this through. Of course, we'll talk about these big rivalries, this big rivalry and the recent results, because there's been some absolute cracking games between these two. It's well fitting of the biggest rivalry in English football. It really fits the bill, certainly. Here's Robertson looking to spin one into the box. Szoboszlai was there, but couldn't cleanly get on the end of it. Van Dijk, McAllister, Konate. Now down the right is Salah. Trying to find an option, Mo Salah, but goes back to Konate. Salah again. He's got Alexander-Arnold ahead of him, but he's not looking that way as he comes all the way back with Virgil van Dijk on the halfway line. It's United trying to apply a press. Konate. Down the right it comes to Salah now. Alexander-Arnold to Salah. Alexander-Arnold again. Liverpool just patient in their passing. Waiting for the opening. Waiting for the opportunity. Alexander-Arnold tried to feed it round the corner, but just a bit wasteful that. As Liverpool again try and pounce upon Casemiro, and Szoboszlai almost got there. But Díaz keeps the ball for United. Zirkzee. Díaz again just about reaching that one from Zirkzee. Casemiro now looks to feed one in behind as Alisson comes flying out. Taking no risks was Rashford in behind there, and Alisson headed it out for the throw. Certainly not taking these throw-ins pretty quickly. They're quite slow in these throw-ins, Manchester United, so far. Maybe they're just trying to be more comprehensive with figuring out who they want to pass it to as they go all the way back to Matthijs de Ligt here. Onana. Straight up the field to his opposite number. Alisson, who gathers for Liverpool. I have to say, United on those throw-ins, you know, it does take the pace out of the game. I think the more high tempo, the more kind of end-to-end and open the game is, will only benefit Manchester United, I think. And those throw-ins are a good opportunity to keep the tempo high, to really try and catch Liverpool cold. As Van Dijk's ball out finds Jota on the left. Linking up with Szoboszlai. Nice run from Jota. Trying to feed through Díaz. Jota again trying to battle, but United come away with it as Kobbie Mainoo does really well. That's wonderful from Kobbie Mainoo. And it gets an applause from the home crowd as, now, that wasn't the greatest of passes, but they get away with it, United. Here's Casemiro. Spins past McAllister. Now Fernandes. This could be a good moment. Fernandes trying to dart around the corner for Rashford, but Gravenberch closed that one down well. Alexander-Arnold. Game might start be opening up again. Finds Salah. Salah to Jota. Nice movement here from Liverpool. Jota tried to cut across De Ligt, but just showed too much of it to him. And De Ligt clears it long. It's again game opening up and a bit more tempo about it all of a sudden. McAllister. Gravenberch. The game's certainly evened up in terms of possession. Man United had been in massive control of the possession for the first 10-15 minutes, but certainly evened up as Liverpool have grown into the game. And certainly got a lot more control on the ball, the visitors. Van Dijk. Into the space. Finds McAllister now. Szoboszlai on the turn. And Szoboszlai breaking forward. He's got Garnacho in retreat, but finds it off to Díaz. Liverpool of numbers forward. Díaz's ball couldn't find Szoboszlai. Robertson keeps it alive as he was battling with Garnacho. The last touch off the United winger sees Liverpool get the throw. Díaz, 30 minutes gone. Man United 0, Liverpool 0. Salah. Alexander-Arnold back to Salah. Flicks it over the top. Gravenberch made the run. Up against Martinez, and Gravenberch wins the Liverpool corner. And Liverpool's first corner of the game, this is. Man United have had 2 corners. This is Liverpool's first. A number of set-piece takers they've got on the side. The likes of Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, and Szoboszlai can also take corners, but looks like it might be Robertson I saw going over there, if my eyes serve me correctly. But one thing I did notice against Brentford last week, Van Dijk on the goalkeeper. He's done it again. He's going towards the goal. He's hanging around Andre Onana. Hanging around the goalkeeper. There's Anthony Taylor just having a quick chat with the Liverpool captain. I don't really know why. There's no contact or anything involved in there. As Van Dijk overacting there against Onana. Waiting for this Liverpool corner. Keep an eye on that. It's a ticket short. Robertson hits it against his own man. And now Man United on the counter. Here's Mazraoui. Couldn't feed it through. Alexander-Arnold closed it down well, but as soon as he wins it, he gives it away. And now Xerxes finds Garnacho. Got lots of Liverpool bodies to get through. Does get through them, and Mazraoui was involved in there, but easy catch in the end for the Liverpool keeper. That's a dreadful corner from Liverpool, to be honest. They're first of the game, and they try and go short and completely makes an absolute mess of it. And that whole Van Dijk effect actually made nothing of a difference, because it got nowhere near the goalkeeper. In the end, the corner, as McAllister was pickpocketed there. And now Fernandes finds Xerxes again. Couldn't find a way through. McAllister finds it through to Szoboszlai now. On the turn. Right to the left flank now. Finds Gravenberch. Gravenberch breaking down the left flank. Tried to square it across. Lost in the balance. And free kick given away there from the Liverpool midfielder against Kobbie Mainoo. So free kick to Manchester United. I think a few Man United fans would have wanted a yellow card, but I think it was a yellow card challenge, in my opinion. The referee didn't give any extras other than a free kick. Martinez. Onana. Well, look at that. The last 10 touches in the opposition box, Liverpool have had 8 of them. Manchester United just 2. So Liverpool starting to get more joy in and around the Manchester United box. But so far, haven't much to show for it. Without a shot on target so far. Both sides, that is. Alexander-Arnold with this throw in for Liverpool on the right-hand side. He's taking his time now. Goes down the line. There's Jota. Tried to win the throw in, but ultimately the decision goes the opposite direction. Onana. Casemiro. To Nasir Mazraoui now. Back with De Ligt. Onana. Through the lines, finds Mainoo in space. On the turn. Mainoo. Fernandes closed down, but Casemiro again tried to dart it out to the left. Gives it away as Gravenberch intercepts. And now Liverpool have a 5-on-3. They need to make this count. Salah cross. Díaz. Jota. It's in from Szoboszlai. Lots of bodies in there. Liverpool needed to make it count. And Liverpool do lead. And this one I don't think will be any worry for the offside flag this time. They've been starting to control the game a bit more, Liverpool. And now a Casemiro mistake pounced upon by the Liverbird Red. And Liverpool lead at Old Trafford. See it again. It's just a wasteful ball by Casemiro. Gravenberch intercepting that again. Does really well. Feeds it out to the right. The ball chipped across. And it's Díaz, I think, that might get on the end of it. It's Díaz and Szoboszlai in the area. And I think it is Díaz who scored the opening goal last week for Liverpool against Brentford. And he has seemingly got the goal here. He does get the header. Does Luis Díaz. Very good header. But Liverpool had the overload. They applied the press. They were pouncing, waiting for that mistake, and they were ready to take advantage when it came. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 1. And Luis Díaz the scorer. 2-2 for him. And Arne Slot is happy as can be there on the sidelines, the Liverpool manager. Two very different goals from Luis Díaz. From last week to this week, an absolute rocket of an effort last week at Anfield against Brentford on the counter. And this one similarly so on the break, but this time it was just a really good back post header. And with less than 10 minutes of the first half to go, it is the visitors who lead. But I said, Liverpool had grown into the game. They were starting to get more joy in the game, and Man United had really just became a bit more impatient in their play. And Liverpool pouncing upon those little errors, those little overhit passes or missed kicks from United, and the goal was the perfect example of it. Liverpool capitalising upon a Manchester United mistake. Both sides have certainly pressed, and I think Man United have certainly tried to apply the press on Liverpool. It's been a somewhat even first half, but I do think Liverpool have just shaded it in the last 15-20 minutes, and probably deservedly lead, albeit they did score in the first 5-6 minutes of the game. As I said, was ruled out by VAR, but they do have that lead. Onana. Man United did concede last week. First, against Brighton, Danny Welbeck for Brighton scored in the first half for Brighton. Martinez. Onana. And Liverpool scored in the first half last week. I think it was about this time. There's Van Dijk and McAllister linking up well there. McAllister turns to face the United defence. Here's Jota off the left. Does well against Kobbie Mainoo. And wins the throw-in, does Diogo Jota. I think maybe Liverpool want to add to their advantage before half-time. It might be beneficial. 7 minutes to go with the first half. Liverpool lead, but at the moment it does seem like they're in a good spell at the moment. A good moment. Garnacho did very well there against Robertson from that throw. But it does seem like Liverpool have probably just grown into the game and started to become more comfortable, not only with the way Man United are playing, but with their own play at times. They looked a bit rushed, a bit breathless at times in the first 20 minutes, but as they got more comfortable with the ball, it's a wonderful cross by Salah for that goal. Szoboszlai, quite unselfishly from Dominic Szoboszlai, he was in the right place to head it. He ducked at the last second to Dominic Szoboszlai, and Díaz got the header. I mean, quite unselfish from Dominic Szoboszlai there. That's nice from United. Outright it comes to Fernandes. The ball comes off the back of Robertson. Mazraoui! As the ball cleared away by Van Dijk this time. That was close. And now Díaz wants to send Liverpool on the counter here. It's a possible chance. He's got Jota on the run. Decided to try and square it across, but Jota trying to pick up the loose ends. He's trying to squeeze it through, but Casemiro comes out with the ball. It was a good tussle, that, between the two. It's United. That's a nice ball by Fernandes. The ball fed through the lines as Konaté got on the cover. Now Robertson. Got a bit wasteful there, Robertson, but Liverpool winning it back again, and Robertson linking up with Díaz. Nice. Szoboszlai, who gets absolutely upended by Lisandro Martinez, and that's a definite yellow card for the United centre-back. Virgil van Dijk's not particularly happy, albeit he got a yellow card. That's not a good challenge at all for Martinez. No attempt to win the ball. Just completely taking out the man. I mean, that's certainly not a fine line you want to be walking if you're a Man United centre-back with over half the game to go on a yellow card. So free kick to Liverpool. 5 minutes or so to go in the first half. Just seeing this United chance again. Down the right-hand side, Fernandes looks for the cross, cuts it back, or it comes off Robertson, falls into the path of Mazraoui, has the shot. With the right, and it goes through the legs of Van Dijk, and a good save by Alisson. And then Van Dijk clears, but Alisson, of course, the succession plan for Liverpool's goalkeepers, seemingly sorted in the summer with Georgi Marmadashvili, the Valencia goalkeeper, the Georgian international, joining Liverpool from next summer. The deal is already agreed, and he's back on loan with Valencia for the rest of this season, but he looks to be what Liverpool feel the long-term replacement for Alisson in the future. Here's Alexander-Arnold, looking to feed it into the box again, overhit that one, as Mazraoui plays it to Garnacho, and United trying to play out, and they do well. It's Garnacho, closed down well by Gravenberch there, that's a good challenge. Robertson, McAllister. Gravenberch on the turn. Felt he was fouled, but didn't get anything out of that, as Díaz does commit a foul. Although he doesn't, actually. The referee doesn't give it. Surprised at that. Díaz. Nice Salah. Salah back to Díaz. 2-0. Luis Díaz with an arrow into the bottom right corner. Man United will complain. They must have felt that was a foul committed by Díaz. I did as well. But it's an arrow of an effort from Luis Díaz. 2 in a matter of minutes. And it's Casemiro again. Goodness me. Díaz, the Colombian, is running riot at Old Trafford. He's had a righteous start to the season. And the referee didn't feel it was a foul. And on closer look, it's not. That is an incredible challenge by Díaz. I apologise for saying it was a foul, because it's not. Casemiro collapses like a deck of cards. And incoming, Díaz plays it to Salah. Salah back to Díaz. And a lovely finish into the bottom right corner. That is wonderful between the two. Onana has no chance. And when you're in form, there's nothing stopping you. And Luis Díaz has hit a rifling run of form. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 2, Díaz on the double. And we said that maybe Liverpool needed to take advantage of a moment when they were feeling they were on top, when they were feeling they're in their good moment in this first half. And Luis Díaz, the clinical finisher. I said it last week when he scored against Brentford. I said there were questions asked about Díaz. Has he got an off-end product? Well, he's proving those doubters wrong today, because he is on a hat-trick, and we're only in the first half here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 2. But again, it is not a coincidence that both of those moments for Manchester United conceded have come from Casemiro. And of course, they have signed what could be a big replacement for Casemiro, Manuel Ugarte, who signed from PSG. That's a dreadful pass by De Ligt. Manuel Ugarte, who signed this summer, just yesterday on deadline day for Manchester United. And, you know, it looks like Man United have solved that problem. He's not ready, of course, to play today, as it was done late in the window. Of course, you have to register players before midday on Friday for them to be available for the weekend's kickoffs. And Ugarte wasn't registered in time for this one. That's a terrible back pass. Oh, goodness me. Alisson makes the most of it. Good God, that was a terrible back pass from Liverpool there. It's gone a bit frantic, this one, as that's a terrible foul. I need to calm myself. I need to relax. Kobbie Mainoo, I just come in the foul there on Gravenberch. It's Gravenberch there, plays a nice ball to Salah. Jota just maybe sails his man down the river there. Just rolls it towards Gravenberch, and then Kobbie Mainoo with the challenge. Free kick to Liverpool. Last few seconds, the first 45 minutes. We'll see how long will be added on at the end of this half. And it is 5 minutes. 5 added minutes. Of course, we did have Kobbie Mainoo down for a few moments, and in that VAR check for Liverpool's first, that goal that was disallowed early in the half. So that's probably accumulated to these 5 added minutes as Man United there. Casemiro's not having a good day of it at all here. He's just played a ball straight out of play. I think that'll be the talk, that'll be the headline maker. If Liverpool do go on and win this, Casemiro will be on the front pages of the majority of newspapers. Díaz maybe too, as Gravenberch gets the brick of the ball and is brought down. And Kobbie Mainoo is going to get a yellow card. That's a couple of fouls against his opposite defensive midfielder. And yeah, Kobbie Mainoo there getting in a booking. The third Manchester United player in this first half to get a booking, alongside Martinez and Xerxes. Konate. Alexander-Arnold. There's the play it forward as Martinez hooks it into the air under the pressure from Jota. Liverpool win the throw down the right hand side. And all the noise and atmosphere inside Old Trafford that is silent apart from that away end in the far corner, where the Liverpool fans are in full voice, and you cannot blame them. Van Dijk. McAllister. Back to Alisson. Konate. McAllister. Pumping one out to the left. Here's Díaz. He must be sniffing around for that hat-trick now, Díaz. Not many have got one here as opposition players. His teammate that set him up twice is certainly one of those who has in Mo Salah. Mo Salah, of course, scored the hat-trick in the 5-0 win for Liverpool here a few years ago. That wasn't under Erik ten Hag, it was under... I'm actually not sure if it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Ralf Rangnick. I can't remember. One of the two. Might have been Rangnick. And Liverpool won 5-0 that day. Ronaldo was in that United team, of course. Pogba got a red card as well. Mazraoui. Garnacho there, just dispossessed as Díaz in the tussle. United will win the throw-in though. Less than 2 minutes of the first half to go. Mazraoui to take this throw. Back with Casemiro. Mazraoui hits it off Díaz, wins another throw-in. Xerxes battling there. Díaz tried to get involved as Mazraoui tries to spin it across the field, but Alexander-Arnold's there to intercept that one. Just tries to put the ball forward. Martinez heads clear. Kobbie Mainoo brings it down for Casemiro, who loops it forward, but only into the path of Andy Robertson, who can recover for Liverpool. Konate. Also talk about these two's European fixtures, which they found out who they will play and when. United in the Europa League, Liverpool in the Champions League once again, swapping places from last season, where Liverpool were in the Europa League last season, United were in the Champions League, at least for a while anyway. But the new formatted European competitions, we'll talk about that at half-time. We'll also talk about this first half, of course, as well. So do get involved in the chat if you haven't done so already. It's great to have you with us here for this one, as we have just 30 seconds or so to go with this first half. Alexander-Arnold with this throw in for Liverpool on the right. He's to find Jota in that channel. Jota brings it down. Spins it round the corners. Szoboszlai away. Dominic Szoboszlai tries to feint it for Salah on the spin. Couldn't reach it. Probably could have taken the shot there. Could have. Szoboszlai, and the flag went up, but United allowed to play on. Here's Fernandes. Xerxes. Fernandes, maybe a glimmer of hope for United, but Van Dijk saw Fernandes all the way out to the left flank. And the two captains involved in a collision there, but that, I believe, is the end of the first half. It is. And Anthony Taylor calls to an end of first 45 or 50 minutes, where Luis Díaz seemed to struggle early doors, but he's not struggling no more. Two mistakes from Casemiro, simple giveaways, saw Liverpool points, and Luis Díaz on the score sheet for both of those. Díaz with a double. Half time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 0, Liverpool 2. And now
catch me if I fall.
welcome back to Premier League Live. Half-time at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Liverpool, and it is the visitors that laid 2-0 at the break. Luis Díaz with both goals for Liverpool, making it 3 in 3 appearances this season for Díaz. Of course, 3 in his last 2 games, or game and a half, I should say, which sees Liverpool 2-0 up. A similar scoreline as both of their previous games ended 2-0, but it's only 2-0 after 45 minutes. The similar theme for Liverpool, really, over the last 2 games has been not the best first half, but much more threat and potency and attack in the second half. If that's to happen here, it could get nervy for United. But it is 2-0 to Liverpool at half-time. And I want to really kind of bring you through chronologically in that first half. I don't want to start with the goals. I want to start with the start of the game, because at Old Trafford, it's a tough place for any team to go. It's maybe not the fortress it used to be for Manchester United, but it is still a tough atmosphere when the crowd get up and the home team are pushing and probing the opposition. It can be a very difficult place to go mentally for an opposition, and of course physically. But I have to say, Man United did come out the better of the two teams at the start. 5-10 minutes, I thought United were winning their duels better, winning throw-ins, just getting a bit better out of their play than Liverpool were. Liverpool kind of loose in their passing in the first 10 minutes. I think Man United tried to capitalise upon that. They kept the game open. They kept it very kind of high-tempo, fast-paced, end-to-end football. I think, as I said in that first half, it only benefits Manchester United, the game being more open and more kind of end-to-end. Whereas I think that's the way the game started, but as Liverpool started to get a foothold in the game, as the half went on, they became more dominant, more controlled, and much more kind of dominance in possession, to put it simply. Liverpool started to control the tempo from then on, and it was their kind of own game plan that was kind of implemented as the final 25 minutes of the half went on. Liverpool grew in more control, and United kind of crumbled in a sense. Not that may be a bit harsh, but not crumbled, but they kind of faded as the half went on. A similar thing that I've thrown to Newcastle, a similar kind of criticism, where you started well but you kind of fade out as the half goes on. And I think that's the way Man United have been in the first half. They were good, they were competitive, they were threatening, really threatening in the first 15 minutes. They were causing problems for Liverpool, albeit not ending in shooting opportunities, but they were getting in good areas. They were winning corners, they were winning throw-ins, winning set pieces, keeping Liverpool at the wrong end of the field from a Liverpool point of view, keeping them back, not allowing them to have it their own way. But as Liverpool started to get more control on the ball, I said it, Liverpool are happy enough to just have the ball and pass it around and wait for their opportunity. They're not rushing the game, they're not wasting any time, they're just taking their time and doing it their way, in a sense, in that first half. And we've seen that unfold as the halves went on. The goals, again, as I said, came in the final 10 minutes of that first half. So I think that's when Liverpool had their best spell of the game. I think as the half finished, the last 10 minutes, Liverpool were dominant. They really couldn't get forward. They had probably one or two hopeful opportunities. But both Liverpool goals, I have to say, come from mistakes. It's as simple as that. Come from poor midfield play for Manchester United. And there was a comment that the main feed, the commentary in the main feed said was Liverpool are getting more control in midfield. They're getting through the midfield of Manchester United time and time again. And again, we saw it in both goals. Liverpool pressing from the front, closing Manchester United into minimal options. And then Casemiro makes that terrible pass because he's not got options. He can't go back because they're being pressed, and he can't go forward because there's no options. But that's not an excuse for the mistake. It's just a bad pass from Casemiro into the area. Ryan Gravenberch breaks forward, and then the ball to Salah. Salah lifts it to the back post, and Luis Díaz heads in. And the goal comes from a moment where, we talk about counter-pressing and pressing of all the big sides that want to be at the top level. You have to know how to press and press right. It's all well and good wanting to press as an individual or kind of press in moments, but you have to be consistent and work as a team in your press. And I think we've seen that from Liverpool in those final 10 minutes where, yes, they've been controlling possession, but when Manchester United have had it, they haven't rushed out and massively kind of thrown themselves at United and kind of closed them in the spaces right into their own box. What they've done, Liverpool, is be patient, allow Manchester United to try and think that they're coming forward in the midfield, and then apply the press in the second phase where Gravenberch can step in, where McAllister can step in, where Szoboszlai, those midfielders, can step in, nick the ball away, and the attackers are gone. They're targets, basically, to reach. And we saw that. Gravenberch intercepted a poor pass ultimately, but it was good from the Liverpool press. Gravenberch intercepts, Salah finds the ball, gets onto the ball, and Díaz is an option at the back post. Liverpool have the overload. Then the second goal comes from what I thought initially was a free kick, but you see it again. Díaz tips the ball away from Casemiro. There is no contact with Casemiro whatsoever. He goes down hoping the referee will have some sympathy for him. The referee doesn't. Liverpool break down the right hand side again. Salah again linking up with Díaz, and Díaz with a wonderful effort into the bottom right corner to make it 2-0. But it comes from mistakes from Casemiro. I mean, there's no wonder why Manchester United have spent over £50 million to bring in a new defensive midfielder, Emmanuel Ugarte, who is hoping to get his involvement after the international break, but he's not going to get involved here this afternoon, and they're going to have to either stick with Casemiro or find someone else, because if Casemiro continues playing the way he played in that first half, it will just get worse and worse and worse for him. But I don't think he can be any worse than he was in that first half. Two mistakes, both pounced upon by Liverpool, and that's another point I want to make actually, is one of the big criticisms thrown at Liverpool last season was their lack of ruthless finishing. When they create so many chances, but they just couldn't be ruthless in taking those chances every time they got them. And they missed more than enough chances last season in Liverpool. And this season, we see it. They're being more clinical. They're being more kind of threatening in finishing those chances and more ruthless in finishing off those good attacking moments. And clear-cut chances are being put away. And you may think, oh, well, that's their job. But compared to last season where Liverpool weren't doing that as much, it is an improvement from what we saw. But, of course, Arne Slot's still very in the early days of his time in charge of Liverpool. And only his third game in charge. But at the moment, they've scored 6 goals. They haven't conceded in 2.5 games of football. They'll be hoping for more of the same. The second half, by the way, is on the way very shortly. We're going to round up. We're going to talk about Liverpool and United's European fixtures coming up after this. Do stay with us.
catch me if I fall.
Welcome back to Premier League Live. Half-time at Old Trafford as Man United 0, Liverpool 2. Díaz, as I said, with both goals. Both sides found out their opponents for European football this week. Manchester United back in the Europa League and Liverpool in the Champions League. Of course, the draws were done in the last few days. Liverpool, as I said, opened their campaign of the Champions League away to AC Milan. They also played Bologna, RB Leipzig, Leverkusen, of course, their former midfielder Xabi Alonso, now the Leverkusen manager. Real Madrid, of course, a recent foe of Liverpool's, Girona as well. And then in January, of course, Premier League, Champions League games in January now, Lille and PSV are Liverpool's opponents. So some tough games in there for Liverpool. For Manchester United in the Europa League, they have FC Twente, Porto away, Fenerbahce away, PAOK at home, Bodo Glimt at home, Victoria Pilsen away, and then in January they host Rangers at Old Trafford. That's going to be a big one. Man United Rangers in January, and FCSB as well for Manchester United in their Europa League outing. So both sides heavily involved in Europe, which doesn't start until after the international break for these two. And at the moment, it looks like Liverpool are going to be heading in with only one other side with a 100% record going into the international break alongside Manchester City. Man United started well against Fulham, but at half-time it looks pretty dire against Liverpool. We will see if they can find a way back, or if Liverpool can consolidate this result. The second half is on the way in just a moment. Just to remind you that this is the last game before the international break, the first international break of the season. Not long after international football concluded in the summer, before we're going again in the autumn, as we watch Scotland take on Poland Thursday 7:45 as the Nations League gets underway. And then, as I said, the Champions League gets underway after the international break here at LFS as Young Boys take on Aston Villa. Aston Villa's first outing in the Champions League in 42 years. That's Tuesday the 17th of September at 5:45, followed by AC Milan against Liverpool. A rivalry of old, some will remember from the 2000s in two Champions League finals. They face off at the first league phase game, Tuesday 17th of September at 8 o'clock at San Siro. Right, the second half about to get underway in just a moment for you here on LFS at Old Trafford. Of course, we've already seen some big results this weekend. As I said, Arsenal dropping points to Brighton, Brentford winning at home to Southampton, Bournemouth's incredible comeback against Everton, Ipswich getting their first point against Fulham at home, Villa back to winning ways away at Leicester, Forest unbeaten heading into the international break, 1-1 draw with Wolves, who got their first point, City with a 100% record, 3 wins from 3 against West Ham, who have lost back-to-back home games under Julian Lopetegui at the start of the season. And earlier this afternoon, we watched Chelsea and Palace draw 1-1 at Stamford Bridge, and Newcastle winning against Tottenham. Newcastle remain unbeaten. Tottenham suffered their first defeat of the season. Change incoming here for Manchester United. Casemiro has been hooked at half time. I said if they don't get... They've no Manuel Ugarte to start this game or to be involved. They needed to find someone else because Casemiro was dreadful in that first half. And he's been replaced by a young Tony Collier. The Manchester United midfielder. Toby Collier, sorry. We have limited information about Toby Collier. I'll get that for you in a moment. As Liverpool want to attack first. Here's Jota. Across, but all the way through it out the other ends from Diogo Jota there. Quick start from Liverpool down that left-hand side. As I was saying, Toby Collier, 20-year-old Englishman. Obviously come through the United youth setup. Another one of those youth players for United. That's a big statement to make that change at half-time. Not only for Casemiro, but also for young Toby Collier as well. I say young, he's the same age as me. Jota breaking down the left-hand side. And Mazraoui was left in a bundle. I don't think it was a foul, but he came crashing into that one, and I don't think there was anything wrong with that. But he stayed down here at the moment, Nasir Mazraoui, and receiving treatment. So there is that stoppage in play at the start of the second half. Time to tell you, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. We're on the verge of 24,000 subscribers if you haven't done that already. It would be greatly appreciated, and we thank you very much for joining us this afternoon for this one. Ruud van Nistelrooy and Erik ten Hag in conversation on the bench as to whether they need to make another change there or whether Nasir Mazraoui is okay to continue. We'll see. The moment they're doing all the checks, the medical staff, so we allow them their time and space to do that for the moment. But I want to talk about what the possible outcomes could be here. You know, albeit it's only 2-0, 2-0 the most dangerous scoreline in football, nothing's decided at 2-0 with a whole half of football to come. But if it is to be the final score that Liverpool do win here, not only for Liverpool, what would it do, but what would it do for Manchester United? First 3 games, you know, albeit Brighton and Liverpool are tough fixtures, and you should be beating Fulham at home, but going into the international break, 1 win out of 3 at the start of the campaign is certainly not a confidence boost for the side. As it stands, they will have only scored 2 goals and conceded 4 to start the season. Liverpool, contrastingly, 6 goals scored, none conceded, 3 wins out of 3. I mean, it is complete opposite ends of the spectrum heading into the international break. Now, of course, as I said, a whole second half to come and anything can happen. But if it is to end like this, you know, will questions be asked of Erik ten Hag? I don't want to go down that road again, but will there be? I have no idea. But of course, we don't want to jump to conclusions too early in a season. But if you are going to make a managerial change, a smart move would be to do it in an international break. But I don't know who, if Man United were to do that, who they would go for. But we're not getting into that talk. Anyway, Nasir Mazraoui is sitting up, but of course they have to take their time with this, as it could be a possible concussion. And we, of course, wait for the medical staff to completely fulfill their evaluation and make sure that Nasir Mazraoui is okay, whether he is to continue or not in this one, as Ruud van Nistelrooy and Erik ten Hag are still in conversation. But he's back to his feet, is Mazraoui. He's on the sideline, but looks like he might be coming back onto the field. And so this delay has taken about 4 minutes at the start of the second half, but we will get to the action now as the ball has gone out for a throw into United on the far right hand side here, their left hand side, as Díaz will take. Game gets back underway. Waiting for an option as Díaz tries to go down the line. As that ball put out from Konate against Xerxes. As Mazraoui, I think, is ready to come back on, but not been waved on just yet. Surely that's 30 seconds by now, referee. Anthony Taylor might have... There he is now. He's waved him back on, so Mazraoui back on the field. Alexander-Arnold. Konate. Virgil van Dijk. Now to Alexander-Arnold, who got a bit caught there on the ball as he tried to find it through. And now break down the left-hand side here for United is Rashford. Tracking back all the way was Szoboszlai, who did well to win the ball back for Liverpool as Alisson goes along. Salah trying to spin in behind Dalot, but Dalot measured it well and did really well against Mo Salah there. It's all about the next goal. And from an United point of view, it has to be theirs. Otherwise, it really would be a mountain of Everest-type levels to climb. Mazraoui. Out wide to Garnacho. Back with De Ligt. It's all about United just trying to get more control in the game. They've not controlled the game very much at all this afternoon, and they have all the work to do. De Ligt. Back with Martinez. Now back with Onana. It's Liverpool just sneaking forward with their press. Pressing with 4 here, Liverpool. 4 across the front line. Jota, Szoboszlai, Salah and Díaz. Trying to close out that area. Onana trying to dart it out to the right flank. Finds Mazraoui, but closed down by McAllister. And Robertson on the chase to keep the ball in play, and does keep it in play. It's Alisson. Spins it forward. Trying to find someone up front, but given away there to Dalot. Now Kobbie Mainoo tries to find in Collier. Cuts it back here for Xerxes. Saved by Alisson, who parries it, and Robertson now will pick up. That was a good move by United there. It's a bit of a wasteful ball by Alisson, who knocked it long, and Liverpool just didn't win the first ball. Dalot intercepted, and Kobbie Mainoo played a lovely ball forward for Collier, who cut it back for Xerxes. It's the ball across all the way through. Rashford will keep it in on the left. This is a good moment for United. Rashford, right-footed delivery. Cleared away by Liverpool. Van Dijk, and then Konate hooks clear. De Ligt heading it forward, brought down by Garnacho. That gets an applause from the home crowd to show that their side are attempting to get back into this game. Collier. That's a really nice weighted ball by Kobbie Mainoo, and a good run by Collier initially. Martinez. Back to Onana. De Ligt. Oh, the ball just overhit there by De Ligt, given away. Here's Gravenberch. Szoboszlai back to Gravenberch. Liverpool not going full throttle there for a moment. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Now finds Salah down the right. Mo Salah finds Alexander-Arnold again. Salah back to Gravenberch. He has space to run into here, Gravenberch. Plays it out wide to Alexander-Arnold again. Nice Salah. Liverpool keeping the ball up the field. Van Dijk. McAllister. Or Jota actually there. Coming back very deep there, Diogo Jota. As Díaz spins round. Back with Van Dijk. Very fluid in those areas, Liverpool. They're not afraid to send their forwards backwards, which is quite ironic. As Van Dijk pumps up the field. Jota did get a connection to the head of that one, but his opposite number clears away. And Dalot. Mainoo battling. Try to flick it forward, but Jota now intercepts for Liverpool and finds Alexander-Arnold, who tries to get Liverpool on the break. Alexander-Arnold. Now to Salah. Salah in the box. Flicks it across. Back for Alexander-Arnold, whose shot is deflected. And Mazraoui can clear, but I think the flag was up anyway. Against Mo Salah, maybe. Maybe Alexander-Arnold, who knows. See it here again. Alexander-Arnold has played it through, and Salah. Yeah, Salah was... Oh! Might be tight, that one, but it's very close. The assistant flagging for offside. Salah just drifting offside there, but it was a good moment from Man United. It kind of came from Liverpool just pumping the ball upfield, and didn't win the first ball. Like, Carrick got caught out as Kobbie Mainoo found Collier, and then Collier headed it down for Xerxes, and Xerxes had a decent shot. But well dealt with as Liverpool give away a free kick, and Virgil van Dijk gets a yellow card for foul on the Man United captain. Captain against captain there. And Virgil van Dijk, the first Liverpool player to be booked this afternoon. Liverpool give it away there as Kobbie Mainoo gives it away now to Liverpool. Szoboszlai, Salah 3-0, and it's all come from another silly giveaway by Manchester United, and the Egyptian King makes it 3-3 and 7 in 10 and 7 appearances against Manchester United. Man United needed the third goal in the game, but it's Liverpool who have it. And that could just see them over the line. It's not often a win at Old Trafford comes around, but in recent seasons it's been much more potent and obvious when that man sniffs a chance. Mo Salah swiping it into the nets. And he's come back a whole new monster this season for Liverpool. He can score them and set them up too. And it's Kobbie Mainoo who just loses the ball in midfield, and the ball won by McAllister, I believe it is, and it's played through to Szoboszlai, and Szoboszlai just spots Salah peeling off the right hand side, plays the ball through, and Salah striding onto it with a left, and now it could be another. Salah over the bar. Goodness me, we've just come back from the replay and Liverpool wanted to add a fourth. And this could get worrying for Manchester United if they don't get to grips with it. It's from the kick-off, and it's terrible for Martinez. Gives it away to Salah, and Salah trying to eye up a second on the day, and he just strikes it over the bar. Goodness me. This could turn into a real thumping for Manchester United if they do not get to grips with this soon. Salah, Gravenberch, and now the Olays are out from the Liverpool fans. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, now McAllister, now finds Salah, deflection, just wide, corner. They're ruthless again, Liverpool. They're desperate for another and another and another. And now it's Salah, and it just takes a deflection from Dalot. And just narrowly wide. The keeper was full stretch, no chance. Salah, my goodness, look at that record. His last 7 appearances at Old Trafford, and 10 goals in total dating back to 2021. Wow. Just wow. He is their kryptonite at Old Trafford. He always finds the net, Mo Salah, at this stadium. Right-footed delivery from the corner. Up in the air by Collier. Brought down by Mazraoui, and the shot from Konaté is well over the bar. Goal kick. What happens? What is going on in the mind of Erik ten Hag at this moment in time? What would you think? 3-0 down with just over half an hour to go. Do you want it to become what we've seen it become before, the 5 and the 7? Or do you just try and go for the free hit, but you could end up on the end of a long, big result like that as Díaz. He's still on a hat-trick, remember. Here's Salah. On the edge of the box, trying to thread it through, but Jota closed out as Gravenberch wins it back. Liverpool keeping the ball up the field. Alexander-Arnold. Back to Konaté. McAllister. Konaté, and Liverpool fans still singing those Olays in that away end. Oh, that's Given away by Gravenberch. Well won by the substitute Collier. And now Rashford. Look at the many Liverpool bodies flying back. Rashford just trying to keep the ball at the minute. Back to Martinez. In a moment there, Man United look to be on the counter. And they're back with their centre-backs all of a sudden. Although here's Mainu in a bit of space for United. Lays it off to Collier, who gets shoved off the ball that time by Salah. But no foul, says the referee, as Salah flicks it for Díaz, who was waiting for the right moment and wins the free kick off Nasser Mazraoui. And I think he meant that one, Luis Díaz, because he hesitated in trying to come for that ball, but does get the free kick. As Virgil van Dijk will take this free kick for Liverpool. Konate. Back with Alisson. Bit short on that one as Alexander-Arnold tried to evade the challenge, and Rashford putting himself in the challenge. Liverpool get the throw in out of it. So one or two of those just slightly under hit from Liverpool, and Man United throwing crunching challenges in. Alexander-Arnold with this throw. Flicked on by Mainu. Maybe desperately so as Díaz tried to get involved there, and Jota closed off by Martinez as Onana tries to play it out. Lost his balance there, but finds the ball to Mazraoui. Up against Szoboszlai. Finds it forward to Garnacho now as Szoboszlai just nicks that away from the Man United winger. Gravenberch, tight spaces again, couldn't find that pass. As his teammate there, and Alexis McAllister tries to help out, but the ball's all the way back with De Ligt. Martinez. Darts it through the middle, that's a nice ball. Xerxes couldn't reach it as Konate intercepts, and now sends Mo Salah on the run, but just too much from Ibrahima Konate. And Onana gathered there as the ball entered his box. Certainly not a common theme that you see many teams start the season with such a convincing run of games as Liverpool under a new regime, a new manager in Arne Slot. But at the moment it looks like no problems, although here come Manchester United getting a break of the ball. Spun across by Fernandes now. Rashford trying to eke the space. Alexander-Arnold staying with him as Collier was involved. Rashford back into the box. Xerxes, big save by Alisson. And Konate clears his lines. But Xerxes with a really good gilt-edged chance. Well saved by the Liverpool keeper. Man United trying to soften the blow a bit, really, to get one goal back. Excuse me. Martinez. Mazraoui. Mainu trying to win the challenge. Does keep the ball. Does copy Mainu. The ball comes down to Mazraoui. Now Garnacho. Just easily dispossessed that time by McAllister, and now Díaz on the run. Gets past De Ligt, who took him out, but Liverpool are on the attack. The referee's played advantage, and here comes Jota. Jota wants to go himself. Waited too long. Cuts it back though, but no one there in Liverpool colours. Liverpool got the advantage. Díaz is still on the ground, but the referee doesn't have to stop the game unless it's a head injury. Rashford battling with Konate, and the throw in there for United, but the referee is going to stop the game now, and De Ligt is going to get a yellow card for that pretty cynical challenge on Luis Díaz. That's a really bad challenge. That is an absolute cruncher, and there's no need for it whatsoever. Very cynical. And Matthijs De Ligt on his first Man United starts is in the book. So that's both Man United centre-backs now on a yellow card. Díaz is okay, by the way. He's back to his feet, which is good to see, because those types of challenges are very, very dangerous and can injure the opponent. As Liverpool going to make a change. Cody Gakpo is ready on the sidelines. So I think a change is coming now. It is. And Díaz won't get the chance to get his hat-trick on the day. 2 goals for him. He rocketed Liverpool into a 2-0 lead at the half. A header at the back post from a Salah cross. And an arrowed effort into the bottom right corner from a Salah pass. The Salah and Díaz link up, as ruthless as it could be today. And then Mo Salah made it 3 for Liverpool. But Díaz, a wonderful performance in what seemed to be a struggle of a first 20 minutes. But as he grew into the game, Liverpool got better and he got better. And it just worked in tandem. As Cody Gakpo on in his place then. Gravenberch battled for that ball but lost out. Martinez. De Ligt. Mazraoui. All the way back to Onana, which gets a few grumbles from the home crowd. So Onana goes out long up the field. Flicked on by Dalot, but Alexander-Arnold feeds it into the path of Salah. And Salah for the run in behind of Szoboszlai. Got bodies forward here, Liverpool. Szoboszlai with a cross, the header from Gakpo with his first touch is wide. That would have been a wonderful goal. Salah feeding it in behind beautifully for Dominik Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai just looking for the chance, whips a cross in, and Gakpo cutting across, just heading it wide. This is the Xerxes chance again. I've just seen cross from Rashford, and Xerxes heads it down, but straight down the throat of Alisson really. Alisson doesn't have to dive too much and does make a really good save, does the Liverpool keeper. Collier trying to find Rashford, just went across the sideline there. Throw into Liverpool. Throw in for Alexander-Arnold. Try to find Jota. Hooked away that time by Dalot. Martinez involved with Jota. Szoboszlai does well. Heads it across. McAllister. He got a bit loose there. McAllister gave the ball away. Now Van Dijk trying to cover against Garnacho. And the challenge in there for McAllister. Deemed to be a foul by the referee. Free kick to Manchester United. There's Garnacho on the ground. Slight bit late, the tad bit late there, McAllister, but it is a foul. Nothing more than that, but just a foul. Man United want to make a double change. Matthijs de Ligt is coming off, and Harry Maguire is coming on. The man who replaced Maguire in the starting lineup is now being replaced after 68 minutes. I would guess that's fitness, with de Ligt being his first start, but that's strange. As Maguire's coming on, and Alejandro Garnacho is coming off, and Ahmad is coming on for United, which there was a few boos for a second there. And I don't think the crowd were agreeing with that substitution that Erik ten Hag has just made. Ahmad on for Garnacho and Maguire on for de Ligt. Just over 20 minutes to go. Man United 0, Liverpool 3 here at Old Trafford. Fernandes and Ahmad over this free kick. Decent area, 24 yards out. On the right hand side, Fernandes lifts it to the back post. Maguire across, straight into the hands of Alisson, who gathered. They tried to work that one, United. Didn't end up working in the end. Seeing some shots of some pretty glum faces from the many thousand inside this stadium. Of course, many will remember the big scenes here when Liverpool won 5-0 here a few years ago. The result, he left in their droves, the United fans, that day, well before the final whistle. But at 3-0, it's not quite at that level just yet. With 20 minutes to go, there's still hope. Collier. Ball out to the left-hand side. Rashford. Against Alexander-Arnold, who tried to get past, and Alexander-Arnold does well in breaking away. Holding off Rashford there, and Xerxes tried to make a nuisance of himself as Salah tried to find Szoboszlai on the run. United win the throw-in, but that was good work from Alexander-Arnold against Rashford. Held him off well. Maguire. Back to Onana. To Harry Maguire. Nowhere to go forward. Has to go back to Onana again. Martinez. Onana. Dalot. Fernandez. Squares it across midfield. Finds Menu. Back to Martinez. And now Mazraoui. Down the right to Ahmad. Just passing the ball around United. Dalot chops in field. Goes again. Past Gravenberch. Now to Mazraoui on the opposite side. Finds Ahmad off the right, the substitute. Trying to squeeze his way through. And well closed out there by Cody Gakpo. Corner to Manchester United. It's good work from Ahmad. Well worked, and Cody Gakpo tracking back. Putting that one out for the Man United corner. Corner delivered in. Headed away and flicked away by Salah. Not fully cleared though. Mazraoui back into the mix, and bodies on the floor as Konate went down, but Alexander-Arnold has to hook it up the field. Didn't get very far with that one. Now Dalot. Ahmad. Good moment here for United. The ball across. The overhead kick by Martinez is wide. It was a decent opportunity, that. Decent from Martinez. Just wide, that acrobatic one. There's Sir Alex Ferguson. 63 games as a manager against Liverpool. That's the most in this fixture. From Sir Alex Ferguson, who's wearing blue today. He's got a blue tie on. Not like him. Liverpool have a free kick here in their own half. Not in a massive hurry to take it, of course, as you can probably imagine. Van Dijk. Konate. McAllister. Back to Alexander-Arnold. Around the corner to Gravenberch. Feints the ball infield to Salah. Salah on the turn. Back to Gravenberch now. Finds Salah down the right flank up against Dalot. One-on-one as Dalot does well defensively against Salah there. Although Salah tried to intercept that ball from Onana. Goodness me. You know, the goalkeeper certainly would give heart palpitations to anybody. Even a neutral would have heart palpitations in this one. Certainly not convincing in the distribution there from Onana. As Alexander-Arnold has this throw in for Liverpool. Szoboszlai. Gravenberch. Tried to find Szoboszlai, just overhit that one. Szoboszlai couldn't reach it as Fernandez now tries to get United on the break with Ahmad, the main target, but Alisson there to deal with that one, but just goes out of play for a United throw. And taken quickly, Ahmad. Closed down well, lots of Liverpool bodies in there, and he hooked the ball clear. Maguire won the header against Jota. The ball out of play for a Liverpool throw. Just over 15 minutes to go then. And Liverpool are readying another double change here. Darwin Núñez and Connor Bradley are coming on. So Diogo Jota is not going to hit a goal today. He's coming off. He's going to be replaced by Darwin Núñez, and Alexander-Arnold is coming off, and Connor Bradley is coming on. Alexander-Arnold didn't particularly react well to coming off last week against Brentford, and he's taking them off this week. Don't know if Alexander-Arnold is going to have the same reaction this week. He's applauding the away fans. Alexander-Arnold, there's at least a smile on his face this week. I think he's probably seen all the talk, and I think it's been made more of it than it actually is. And that double substitution for Liverpool as they enter the final 15 minutes. Connor Bradley and Darwin Núñez replacing Trent Alexander-Arnold and Diogo Jota. Liverpool throw in on the left-hand side, taken by Robertson. Try to squeeze it through in the very congested midfield area as United now come away with the ball. Szoboszlai certainly throwing himself into a few challenges as it's won back by Liverpool. Szoboszlai instantly switches it out to Salah. Lovely ball, finds Salah. Now Bradley down the right. Not in a hurry to get forward there, Connor Bradley. It's back to Gravenberch. Konate across to Van Dijk. Szoboszlai to McAllister. Back to Robertson. Allison. McAllister trying to loop one out to Salah again. Tried to spin away from Dalot, but Liverpool will get the throw in. The last touch came off Diogo Dalot. Well, international break, as I said, looms, but after which these two back in Premier League action in the weekend following the international break, as I said. Manchester United head to Southampton, where they've had joy and also pain previously, getting some big comebacks against Southampton, albeit. That's next for United. Liverpool next. They host Nottingham Forest at Anfield. So Forest are next up for Liverpool after the international break. So that's to come. Collier. Rashford. Darted in, and Xerxes wide. Agonisingly wide for Joshua Xerxes again. He's had 3 big gilt-edged chances today, and not a single one of them has found the net. Again, a good cross by Rashford, threatening. It's gone in behind Van Dijk, who wasn't getting there, and Xerxes has to try and get it across goal, but just too much, and it goes wide narrowly. It was a good moment, and a similar outcome as the previous ones. Bradley finds Salah. In behind, Bradley will get the break of the ball. Back to Salah. And now Gravenberch. Now through the lines, here's Bradley across. As he should shoot, he doesn't shoot. Szoboszlai. He's trying to set up the perfect goal, and he should have shot. Could have been 4. Goodness me. That would have been a wonderful goal from Liverpool. Pass and move football at its finest, and it got to Szoboszlai inside the box, and he thought he wasn't going to shoot. He didn't shoot. So much time, and that could have been 4 to Liverpool. Man United let off the hook there by the Hungarian. Goodness me. Fernandez finds Ahmad. Why did Mazraoui? As Mazraoui finds Ahmad again. Wants to drive in field. Cuts it back for Collier, who was just stopped there in time by Ryan Gravenberch, who was claiming that it was a goal kick, but the referee says corner. Just see this again. This is criminal from Dominik Szoboszlai. Wonderful ball, and how he doesn't shoot, I do not know. You have to shoot. The goal was gaping down the left-hand side. I mean, that's crazy. The corner from United cleared away at the front post. Ahmad to Mazraoui. Martinez to Díaz. Martinez again. Just over 10 minutes to go. Liverpool 3-0 up at Old Trafford. Looking to be cruising to another 3 points. And keeping their 100% record intact. As Ahmad tries an optimistic one, but well wide. Well, international break may cause a somewhat 2-week suspension to the league season continuing, but we will have action from the Nations League as that gets underway in midweek. Thursday evening, we're at Hampden Park as Scotland take on Poland. Scotland, who were dumped out of the Euros in the summer, bottom of their group. They face a Poland side who were also dumped out of the Euros, bottom of their group. Thursday, 7:45 from the Nations League. We'll also have the LFS podcast as well this Wednesday afternoon, of course, so you don't want to miss that. We're talking about how the season has started, who started the best, who started the worst, and the prospects of all of the clubs. Plus, we'll be talking about the big news stories as well from the week, as I'm sure there will be many. There always is. That's Wednesday afternoon, by the way, for the LFS podcast. That ball forward by United just ahead of Díaz. Throw in coming Liverpool's way. Konate. Allison and the Liverpool fans still singing in full voice. I think this is a new one. A new release from the Travelling Cup here at Old Trafford. As Robertson tries to feed it across and close for Nunez, just ahead of him as Onana gathered. Collier, a bit of a tough moment there and hounded by Szoboszlai and Salah. And goes out for a throw. As Kostas Tsimikas is going to come on now for Liverpool. So another change of full-backs. So straight full-back swap today is Robertson leaving the field. Applauding the away fans as he leaves the field of play. And Kostas Tsimikas, who has scored against Manchester United in the last few weeks, did score in that club friendly in America, is coming on to replace the Scotsman. What is nicknamed the Greek Scouser is Kostas Tsimikas. Here's Conor Bradley to take this throw in for Liverpool. 7 minutes plus additional time to go. Down the line it goes. Díaz there intercepting past Salah, but Salah tried to nick it as it came across to Martinez. Onana now goes long. Van Dijk taken down by McAllister. Through to Nunez, who tried to find Salah, but not on the same page there as Gakpo now presses to a close. And Onana did well there. Get it to Mazraoui. Maybe a bit short for Mainu as Nunez was hounding. Certainly one thing about Darwin Nunez. Say whatever you want about his finishing or his lack of somewhat ruthlessness in the final third, but he certainly does a lot of running for Liverpool. Albeit that's the basics of football, but you get my point. Very aggressive centre forward. There's Darwin Nunez. Here's Martinez. Harry Maguire. Collier. Bit too aggressive that time from Szoboszlai. Free kick to Manchester United. Díaz. Gravenberch there, not letting him pass. Puts it out for the throw. Have to say, Ryan Gravenberch again, a very good performance in that midfield once again. Some would have said, yes, he's performed well against Ipswich and Brentford, two sides Liverpool should be dominating the midfield against, but against the United side who maybe have what they feel have turned a corner, but from performances and results this season, maybe not. But, you know, a level above, Ryan Gravenberch is still controlled and dominated and really kind of, what would you say, conducted the game in a sense, as Man United make another change. Joshua Zirkzee's first start for United comes to an end, and Christian Eriksen is on in his place. Zirkzee will be having a talking to there with Ruud van Nistelrooy, who patted him on the shoulder as he came off the field. Ahmad Fernandez. You can tell by the tone of my voice where that one went well over the bar. Have to say, Erik ten Hag has got the kind of poker face down to a T on the sideline. I mean, he's trying to look angry. He doesn't look angry at all. I mean, it just looks really frustrated. Constipated in a sense. But again, how do Man United assess this, really? I did say at the start of the half, you know, how would United assess this if they do fall to defeat today? How would they assess the start of the season? 1 win, 2 defeats. The start of the campaign, albeit a last gasp defeat to Brighton, and then a really convincing defeat here this afternoon at home against Liverpool. You know, how would you assess that at the start of the campaign? I mean, it's not particularly fancy reading for Manchester United at all. You know, I don't think he's got to worry about his job in the near future, but if it doesn't improve, you know, you'd have to ask questions. But look, we're not going to get into is Ten Hag going to get sacked type talk, because that's just not necessary at this stage of the season. Remember, it's only the 1st of September. There's a long season to go, and one home defeat does not rule a team's season. But of course, this is, as I said, and we built it up at the start of the game, the biggest rivalry in English football. I mean, the bragging rights are unbeknownst between these two, you know. That's really nice play there from Nunez. Drifted it for Bradley. Salah, Liverpool aren't done yet. Salah wants to cross it, and Gakpo was the target. I think Onana threw himself at that one. See his eyes spotting Gakpo on the run and whips it in beautifully to Salah, and I think Gakpo just stretches for it, and his right boot does catch it, but couldn't get it back across goal. Just slightly ahead of him. So we have 2 minutes of the 90 to go. Here's Rashford up against Connor Bradley. Bradley just watching his man as Rashford tries to spin it across to the opposite side. That's well taken down by Ahmad. Lovely ball by Rashford initially, as Tsimikas couldn't clear his lines, and now Bradley tries to head it clear. Gravenberch a bit loose as Bradley does now hoof it up the fields. Salah turns defence into attack. That's wonderful. And now Szoboszlai. He's got Nunez in the middle. Szoboszlai squares it across on the spin. Nunez. Oh, just wide. The referee played advantage there. It was a foul on the edge of the box for Liverpool. But Darwin Nunez played the advantage. Szoboszlai just cut it back and arriving. I'm trying to see, it might have been Gakpo. It was Cody Gakpo. It was foul. He felt he was foul on the edge of the box. We'll say it again. Yeah, Mazraoui just kind of clips him, and then Nunez just sets up for the shot, which is the advantage ultimately. But yeah, I mean, it's not massive contact, but nothing doing on that one in the end, as Nunez had his shot just narrowly wide. Konate up to win the header there. 30 seconds of the 90 to go. We'll see how long he's added on. Sure, Man United can't wait for the final whistle. Certainly not been a nice day out for them. It's Luis Díaz there on the bench, and there's no doubt who the player of the match is. It's Luis Díaz. Incredible. I mean, Mo Salah's got a big claim for it as well, considering he's been heavily involved in all 3 goals. But you know, 2 assists and a goal for himself. But Luis Díaz, the impact of scoring 2 in the first half to take that 2-goal lead, and the efforts that he took in the headed goal, which is not easy, and then the second one is probably the most difficult finish of the day, trying to swipe it into that far corner. And you see so many players hit it wide or hit it narrow or straight at the keeper. To arrow it into that area is incredibly difficult, and 2 goals on the day for Luis Díaz certainly gives him player of the match. But Salah certainly a close second, and if I were any team, I'd be very wary of Mo Salah, as you probably should be, coming up against Liverpool. And he's reinvented himself in a sense. He's not as much, he's more open and more happy to kind of play more passes now, and not greedy, that's maybe a bit harsh, but not as kind of insistent on it being all about him scoring the goals. Salah's sharing that about the team a bit more, and we can see that from the way that the season started for Liverpool, and the football they've played, and Mo Salah being heavily involved in probably all of the goals for Liverpool, considering he's been involved in all but 1 goal for Liverpool this season. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. As Maguire tried to head that one into the area, Van Dijk heads it clear. Maguire still alive, looks to lift it in again, but Alisson will reach it from the air. But he's got a goal and assist against Ipswich, did Salah. 1 goal against Brentford, it wasn't involved in the first goal against Brentford, and has been involved in all 3 goals here today. I mean, if that's not a reinvented Mo Salah and a hungry Mo Salah, then I don't know what is. An incredible start to the season from the Egyptian, and as I said, he looks to have reinvented himself for Liverpool. Still as potent and as threatening and as problemsome as always, but doing it in a different way this time, because it's not like his output has dipped because of it. He's still got 3 goals in 3 appearances this season, so it's not that his output has suffered. It's actually increased in a sense, because he's getting a goal and he's adding assists as well, and it's always been an arrow to his game, a point to his game, a string to his bow in a sense. Here's Nunez, tried to play it on the Szoboszlai, just a bit behind Szoboszlai, and he tried to rescue it. Goes out for United throw. Last 2 minutes or so of the game, and as the applauding away fans that are most certainly the happier with seconds to go. A packed out away end at Old Trafford, and they're applauding along to what has been a scintillating day for their side, and what has been a pretty seamless transition from Jurgen Klopp to Arne Slot. As Van Dijk back to his feet, as Kobbie Mainoo was involved in that as well. Just a reminder for you, as I mentioned, Nations League football in midweek. Scotland-Poland for you Thursday night, and amongst other games as well to come for you next week. We'll release those as and when we decide what games we're doing in midweek. There are lots of Nations League football to bring you, and some interesting headlines for the England team under Lee Carsley and interim control. Ireland as well, Northern Ireland for Conor Bradley, of course, who's involved here. Wales, Scotland, all involved in action over the next number of days and weeks in the international break. Nothing's quite like Premier League football though, and these last 3 weekends have been absolutely incredible to start the season. Here's Nunez, couldn't get past Maguire. Good challenge by the centre back. Nunez tries to battle back for the ball, as Bradley involved in a challenge there too, and Collier just winning the free kick off Conor Bradley. Last 30 seconds or so of the game. As I was saying, this Premier League weekend And the last three to start this season has been wonderful to watch. Some big results, some great performances, some big scorelines, and some big shocks along the way. It's been one of the last 3 weeks, and we've still got 35 more of them to come. It can't come any quicker and any sooner. We're about just under 2 weeks to wait before we're back involved in action again. As Bradley clears from the Fernandez delivery. Szoboszlai and hooked up the field, but that's the final whistle. Arne Slot strikes 3 from 3 in what has been an incredible start to his reign at Anfield, and he is certainly going to be loved by Liverpool fans no matter what now, because he's got the win over Manchester United at Old Trafford. 3 wins from 3, 7 goals scored, not a single goal conceded, and 3 clean sheets to show for it. If you wonder what impeccable is, this is exactly what we've seen from Liverpool. They have breezed their way to 3 victories to start this season and head into the first international break of the season, joint top of the Premier League table, just behind Manchester City on goal difference. The only 2 sides in the league to have a 100% record after 3 games. United, only 3 points on the board. Having won their first game, they have lost their following 2. It has been a pretty dismal day for Manchester Red, but Merseyside Red shines again. And it looks to be that Liverpool under Arne Slot are looking smooth and fluid as ever. I mean, it goes without saying, it's been said multiple times, but he's slotting right in. I don't want to use that. It's not one of my own. I stole it from somewhere. But a final score from Old Trafford in this first meeting of the 2 rivals of the season. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 3. Wow. What a weekend of Premier League action we have witnessed. Some big results, some big shocks, and some big scorelines. It's been an incredible weekend, and Man United are the only team that haven't scored this weekend. If you look down the list, 19 Premier League teams got on the score sheet this weekend. Just 1 failed to score, and that was Manchester United. Arsenal dropped points at home to Brighton after they went down to 10 through Declan Rice's controversial second yellow card. Brighton secured a draw out of that one to keep their unbeaten start to the season ongoing under Fabian Hürzeler. Brentford 2 wins at home to start the season out of their 3 games after defeated Anfield last week. Southampton 3 defeats out of 3. Everton the same, as Southampton and Everton the only 2 sides without a point to start the season. Bournemouth get their first win of the campaign with that unbelievable comeback at Goodison. Ipswich got their first point on the board yesterday against Fulham. Villa make it 6 points out of 9. 2 wins away from home, but not off the mark at home just yet. They'll have time to do that after the international break. They won 2-1 away at Leicester. Nottingham Forest, they're also unbeaten to start the season. They faced Wolves, who hadn't got a point coming into that game, but leave with 1. And West Ham, back-to-back home defeats, as Man City made it 3 wins from 3. And this afternoon, Chelsea were held to a 1-1 draw by Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge. And Newcastle came fighting back against Tottenham in that second half to get a second to make it 3 points for them. And it was 3 for Liverpool on trip to Old Trafford. Alexander-Arnold all smiles, and Liverpool fans all smiles to start the season. 3 from 3. Arne Slot. Who was Jurgen Klopp? Forget about him. Arne Slot's in, and he's doing the business for Liverpool. Final score, Man United 0, Liverpool 3, and this Premier League weekend comes to a close once again. 3 weeks down, 35 to go. And what's coming up on LFS before we leave you? As I said, Scotland taking on Poland in the Nations League in midweek. And then we're back for Champions League action when we come back from the international break, as Young Boys faced Aston Villa and Liverpool head to San Siro. That's it for this afternoon. A Premier League doubleheader where Newcastle and Liverpool steal 3 points from big opposition in Spurs and Manchester United. Have a very good afternoon. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye.